Hey everybody, it's Corey with CVMA. Welcome to our next martial arts live class. This is a pretty exciting one for us because we're getting fancy, which is super exciting for us. So we finally got our second camera in. So we're actually we now have a main camera, which is doing the front shot here. But if our producer would go ahead and cut over to that second cam, we have a side cam. We have two cameras now. So this is super exciting for us. This goes back to some of the things that we've heard from the videos as far as like different angles, can't see things. So we're trying our best. You can switch back to the normal camera when you get a chance. We're trying our best to give you guys as many angles as we can. So I will say that we're not professional producers, not professional. Well, Sam, he's ready. So I'm not a professional video person. So this is going to be a good trial run for us. We're going to get better at this every time. We're also that camera's not placed exactly where we want it, but we're going to make it work. So we're going to try to add in some side camera shots, some picture-in-picture stuff. So bear with us today. Today's going to be a little bit different as we kind of play here. To give you guys a better experience from a video perspective. So with that being said, that's all, techno mumble jumble that we're kind of excited about. But what do you actually care about? We're looking at content, right? So what are we doing today? Well, after the last couple classes, throughout the last couple weeks here, we've been working on a variety of different things. Everything from defense to practical application to just techniques in general. So what we're going to try to do is combine some of this, and what we're going to do is take some information that we learned from other classes. So for example, one example we're going to get to today is, if you recall from the day we were working on kicks on the bag, we had talked about the side kick, and we had talked about the different distancing you can do with the side kick, right? So I can kick and set the foot directly in line to turn and hit my target with a spinning back side kick at the same distance. Or I can kick and set the foot back to lose a little bit of distance. Or I can kick and set the foot forward to gain distance on my target. We're going to try to put that into practical application today, as well as some other techniques that we've worked on and techniques that maybe we haven't worked on. We're going to show some different applications. So we're going to try to show applications for sparring, defense, etc. So this is about the best I can do for sparring. Through video, because I can't fight you here. But so we're going to try our best to get to give you some sparring tips, something you can work on with a partner. So if you have a partner, bring them on out with you. If you don't, use the air. The air is your friend. Use a bag if you have one. The bag's your friend. If not, something that's not going to break or hurt you. So just bear with us today. We're going to work through some different techniques. Beginners, this is where you're going to get a lot of visibility into why we do what we do. Advanced students, this is going to be the way for you to keep honing those skills that you're learning on these techniques to be able to put them into good use. You're looking, beginners are looking at, how do I throw the technique? Where do I throw the technique, right? Advanced students are looking at, what's my balance? What's my follow-up? What's the angle of attack? All that stuff. All the stuff that is more detailed. Advanced students are going to be working on, and that's going to be big parts of your tests going forward, is those specific details. So this is a good kind of class for everybody. We're trying to do as many everybody classes as we can with the one class that we do during this. So as always, interact with us in the comments as best you can. I know you guys are working out with us, so it's hard to be in the comments, but at least drop your name so we know who's here. If you have questions, put them in chat so we can answer them live. If you have questions afterwards, put them in the comments, and we'll get to them after the fact. And as always, if you have suggestions for future classes, please let us know that. It helps us kind of generate content that you guys want to see. This is a good opportunity because we're kind of walking away from the curriculum calendar for a little while, just because of the situation we're in right now. So you get the opportunity to tell us, hey, I want to work on this. And it may not be the week for it, but we'll go ahead and get it in there. So we have some suggestions for next week that we're going to work off of. But then get us some extra suggestions so that we can go in there and give you guys what you want to see. All right, so without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. Make sure you got that spot in the room cleared out. Clear of furniture, breakable items, other people that aren't your partner, all that good stuff. And we'll go ahead and get started. Are we ready, production team? All set? They're all set. I'm all set. You're all set. Let's do it. So let's start from rest position. Strap together. Coming up. All in. And just go ahead and take a second, kind of loosen up a little bit. As part of a suggestion that we did receive, what I am going to do is, at the end of the calisthenic portion, we're going to do a little bit of, hate to call it conditioning, but just a little bit of extra work in some stances and things like that, just to keep you guys, just to keep the stances fresh and keep, get you a little bit of muscle engagement throughout the process as well. So we got a request to do a little bit more of that, so we're gonna do some of that here toward the end of the warm up. Okay, so let's start with our flow. So we're gonna start at the bottom. Let's go ahead and rotate the ankle. And switch over. All right, now we're going to work in the knees. So put your feet together, bend at the knees, nice and easy, rotate. All right, and go the other direction if you haven't already. Okay, work our way up to the hips. So spread your feet out about shoulder width, hands on the hips, nice and easy, just rotate the hips. And switch your direction. All right, let's work up into the torso. So just bring your feet in a little bit, nice and easy, just rotate the torso. And then let's work our way to the shoulders. So just stand natural and just rotate the shoulders. Another direction. All right, work into the elbows, pin the arms, and rotate the elbows. Other direction. All right, let's work to the hands. Go ahead and interlock the fingers and rotate the wrists. All right, good. Give that a shake. Okay, so we'll work up into the head. So just stand up naturally and take your head, turn it to the left and to the right and to the left and to the right and back to center. Chin to the chest. Eyes to the ceiling. And chin to the chest one more time. And bring your head back up to the ceiling. And come back down to center. Left ear to the left shoulder. Right ear to the right shoulder. Left ear to the left shoulder. Right ear to the right shoulder. All right, good. Bring your head back up. Now let's work a little bit of side angle stuff here. So just bring your feet out shoulder width or a little farther. Nothing crazy right now. Again, we're just warming up. We are going to be kicking today, so let's get the legs warmed up here a little bit. So just nice and easy, just fold down to center. Just take your time. No hard stretching right now, just enough to get the body awake. Let's move over to the left side. And move over to the right side. And back to the center. All right, if you want to, go ahead and just spread a little bit further. Again, not your full right now, just working to get the body warmed up a little bit. Over to the left again. Over to the right again. Back to center. All right, we'll come back up, bring the feet together. And it's nice and easy, just stretch down toward the floor. In your hands, you can put them on your knees. You can just let them hang. You can let them drop to the floor if you can touch the floor. No big deal either way. Sometimes I just like to fold my arms and just let myself hang here too. It's up to you. You go ahead and bend your knees and let yourself just hang a second. And then go ahead and straighten your back, straighten your legs, nice and easy, just come down toward the floor. All right, come back up. Now, basically you just pick up your feet and just rotate the hips. All right, and we'll relax that. All right, let's go ahead and warm up a little bit, and let's mix it up a little bit. We're going to start on our back. I'm going to move my pack early. All right, let's start down on our back here. So let's go ahead and again, I'm just going to show some additional types of things you can do. So we're just going to start with some just normal sit-ups, and then I'm going to give you another variation of something you can do. I like to give just a little bit extra sometimes if you want some variation in your warm-up. So we're going to start with normal sit-ups. So just lay back, feet on the floor. We'll go ahead and we'll do 10 here to start, and then we'll do some additional here. All right, so on your own, just 10 sit-ups. You can follow my count if you wish. Sit. Knit. Yes. Yes. Yo. Yo. Up. Yo. All right. Now relax that. What I'm going to show different is like an oblique V up or an oblique crunch. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay on your side, put your feet straight out in front of you this way. Now what you're going to do is you're going to set your arm about, they say about 30 degrees, but unless you have a protractor, I don't know what 30 degrees is. So just set the arm out there, starting to get away from the body. Not way out here, right? So you want it a little closer to the body, just a little bit of an angle there. The other arm, you're going to bring up and attach to your head here, making a point here with your elbow. That's going to be a very important point here in just a second. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to keep your legs straight, and you're going to try to lift your upper body off the ground without pushing on your arm. Right, so I'm pushing on my arm right now just to show this, but you're going to try to lift up here this way, and you're going to try to lift your feet at the same time, making a V, but a side V, an oblique V up, right? So you're going to sit here, you're going to come up, touch, and back down. So we'll do 10 on each side. I just realized I'm going to have to move my pack again. Okay, that's okay. All right, so we're going to try these out. So you can follow my count, or you can just try these on your own. It's up to you. There you go. So, sit. Hit. Yes. Yes. Go. Get up. Up. Go. All right. Switch to the other side. Flip my pack around. I'm going to do this like 4 times. It's not fun. Okay. Go to the other side. Same idea. Now, again, this hand about 30 degrees, right? Just out, away from the body slightly. Hand to the head. You want to try not to remove that hand, because that's going to bring that closer to that leg and make it easier. So keep it attached to your head. and just try to crunch the oblique, come up, and touch elbow to leg. If you don't touch your elbow to your leg, it's okay. You're going to get there, right? But that's your goal anyway. Let's try 10 on this side. Here we go. Do, set, net, das, das, yo, yo, up, go. One other thing on this exercise, don't fall into the habit of you start coming up in front of you this way. Keep your legs out as straight as you can out toward the side. You really want to target that oblique. All right, let's go ahead and go over on our stomachs here quick. So in lieu of a push-up, we're going to do something that we haven't done in a little while that I want to get on camera anyway. So we're going to do a stand-up from ground, but we're going to do it on the stomach. So you guys know the back falls, side falls, all that stuff, right? But we have a way to get up from the ground laying down, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to lay here like this. Okay. First thing is push yourself up off the ground, right? Just like a normal push-up. So don't go to your knees. Push yourself up off the ground onto your feet. Push up here. Now you jump in, right? Jump up to your hands here. Now, knees outside the elbows. So you don't want to be here because you're going to collapse here. Outside the elbows, feet right around the hands. Don't jump past the hands. Don't stay too far behind them. Now, from here we're going to stand up. 1 foot back. Slide. Right? Create distance. When we go back down, we'll do it more like a burpee just for the calisthenic portion. So when you go to the ground, reverse the process. Come down, set the hands, bring the feet back out, go to the ground. All right? Yes, it's a burpee, right? But it has our stand-up component in it as well. So you get to add that detail to the burpee. So take it a little slower than a burpee. Don't just blast through a burpee, right? So let's do 10 of these to start. So I'll show you from beginning to end. It's going to look like this. So I'm going to start on the ground. I'm going to push up, come in, stand up, back, bring my feet in, set the hands down, and meet the ground again. That's 1. We're going to do 10. So you can follow my count or do as many as you can while I'm counting. Up to you. All right. So start on the ground, and we got 10. So here we go. So go ahead, roll your feet up underneath you right now. So don't leave them flat right now, so you don't hurt your toes. So toes under, active, right? Hands set right at the shoulders. All right, here we go. Up, back, bring the feet back in, set, and meet the ground. Go. Set. Set. Pass. Yes. Go. Go. Up. Go. And that's it. Now, don't get up and just, one knee at a time. Get up like you just did. See, now you're back up. And you don't have to just stand up with your knee, get up on one knee. Okay. So, let's take one more opportunity just to move the legs around a little bit. Okay, so now let's talk about what we're doing today. So we're going to try to get some sparring details in practical application today, right? So I'm going to have a partner, and what we're going to show is, well, how do I react to an attack? How do I engage my opponent? how do I use the techniques that I have in a sparring match, right? So we're going to talk everything from a basic side kick up to combinations, things like that. So without further ado, Mr. Ron. Mr. Ron. Hi, Mr. Ron here, familiar face. So we're going to work some different drills here. So if you have a partner, work with your partner. Don't hurt your partner. If you don't have a partner, use your imagination. Right? See the opponent doing the things that we're doing, counter as we do. So this is going to be a class that talks about sparring fundamentals, but it's also going to have techniques in it that you all need to know. Right? So pay attention to the techniques as well as the fundamentals we're talking about. So I guess what I'm saying is don't get so involved in the combination that your technique goes away. Right? Have both pieces there. This is where we're going to try out our new fancy camera system. So you might see us go cut to the second camera. You might get a little picture-in-picture action going on there. Bear with us. You know, if it doesn't work great, we're trying it out. We're going to review the footage afterward. I'm going to review the footage afterward, see how it worked out, make adjustments. We're going to try to make this Hollywood style right here. You might even see some explosions behind us someday. All right, so anyway, let's go with that. Yeah, a little pyro, yeah. Little fireworks and all kinds of stuff, make it look real cool. We'll come roll over, we'll do the slide over the car hood thing. We'll look all kinds of cool. All right, anyway, so let's go ahead and play this a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to work right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of talk about what doesn't work. So when you think about sparring, you think about what's the setup, right? So the setup is we're in a fighting stance toward each other. He knows I'm going to attack him. I know he's going to attack me, right? So what doesn't work? Well, if I stood here and I said, well, I'm going to do a rear leg roundhouse kick, right? Look at this setup, right? So from here, I'm just throwing this rear side kick, or rear round kick, excuse me. That takes a while. Even if you're quick with that, it takes a while. And he's not going to just stand there and take it, right? He did for demonstration purposes, but if that was my actual movement, he's going to adjust. And that's bad. He was in a very, very bad spot for me. Good spot for him, bad spot for me. So what we have to do is we have to make a smart decision, right? That technique's not going to work by itself generally, right? And I'll use everything in the general case. That could work for sure, but it's not likely to work just by itself. What about a front leg kick? So we're here again. What about maybe a side kick? Here. It's a quicker kick, right? Front leg is a little quicker. But what targets are open? Well, mainly body, right? You know that kick's going to go straight in. Could I use a round kick here? Sure. I can come up over. Here, I can't hit him in the back, but I can come up over here. Hook kick? Yeah, possibly. But again, we got to look at speed as a factor, right? So if I throw this kick and I kind of go, oh, that took too long, right? It's got to come out of the gate and get to its target as quickly as it can. What about something like a jab? That should work. I got two targets, and it's quick wherever I want to go. Quick, one side, low, high, doesn't matter. That's a quick action. That's going to take him time to react to, and that time is what I'm going to use to get in. So what I'm kind of trying to show is you have techniques that are by themselves, right? You have a kick by itself. You have a rear kick by itself. You have a jab by itself. All of them have a chance of getting in, but the chances get lower as you go from a punch to a kick to a rear kick. So how do we increase the odds? We do something else. We lead in with something, right? That's why the jab is so commonly used, because the jab can go high for this to come low. He's busy up here, I go low, right? So I set him up. I also have the option to fake a kick, right? I can come up here, he sees that, that hand comes down. Now I go up, right? So I have those options. But you have to use those to your advantage. If I pump a kick and then throw the same kick at the same tempo, it's not going to do anything, right? If I pump a kick, that hand's going to come back up. So if I pump the kick and then do the kick, it's not going to quite work out for me, is it? But if you adjust your timing, it may, right? So I pump that kick, that hand goes down, right? If I pump that kick, that hand goes down, what's it going to do? It's going to come right back up, right? So he's going to see it, it's going to go there, right? He sees it, goes there, right? He sees it, I pump it. I pump the kick, look like I'm setting it down, but it never actually goes to the ground. I speed it up a little bit, I change the tempo. Now we have an in. So when you're sparring, you pick your technique, but you can also pick your timing. So timing gets to be real important. We're going to see that in these drills today. The third and final thing that by itself doesn't do anything, but it's a big help to get other techniques in, is a fake or a draw, right? What's a fake? Well, it's when I pretend to do something that I'm not going to do. I want to throw a back fist, so I go, there's my fake. I'm not throwing the back fist, but I'm pumping it, right? I'm showing like it's going to happen. When I was showing that side kick here, that's your fake, right? A fake is not the actual movement. So you can't say, I'm going to fake a side kick and throw the side kick. It doesn't work that way. It's not a fake. This is an actual kick. What you can do is look like you're going to throw it and throw something else, right? So I can fake the side kick and come up here. Right? So we have pick your right technique, change your timing, use your fakes. All of those things together, or your draw, right? So a draw might be I'm showing, oh no, I'm falling backwards. That's when he thinks he's going to attack, but I'm ready. All right, so I'm drawing him in. The combination of those things help you get your stuff in, help you score. So let's work with some of this a little bit. So let's go very simple to start. The jab, side kick. Dead simple, very easy, still works. So how do we throw this to make this work? I'm going to give you two options. And we'll do a little bit of a, phone a friend type voting. So I could go jab, side kick, or I could go jab, side kick. Which one's better, A or B? So what's your thought, right? So if you said, what's the difference? We're going to show that. If you said A is what I would prefer, right? Why? Well, it's leveling. I know I want my side kick here. That's my goal. So I need this arm to go away because it's what's going to block me. So if I punch here, the arm is blocking there. Where's it going to go from here? It's going to go right back to where it was, right? So it's covering this zone. So for me to go jab, side kick, it's not going to do me as much good. But instead of going low, low, what if I take this jab like I did in A and I go high? Where's the arm go? It goes up. So if he goes back to start position, look where the arm is now. I could sneak a side kick in there maybe. But if it's up here, I can definitely get a side kick in there. So now it has to travel from here all the way to there to block that side kick. That's my opening. So if I throw a jab side kick, let's see if it works. So I go jab, side kick. Maybe. Now, if I have him react normally, jab, side kick. It didn't work. Did you notice the jab, side kick? Metronomic, right? All on that single beat. I'm not going to get anywhere because I'm resetting. I'm going jab, wait, kick. I don't want to do that. I want to change my timing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw that jab, and then as soon as I rock back, I'm not going to pull my arm back. I'm going to rock back to let this arm begin to retract, and at the same time, I'm going to start throwing the kick. So it's a punch, it's a retraction, weight transfer, and a kick all at the same time. That's the key. So it changes from this to that. And that's where the secret is. That's how you get that kick in. So it's a hit, right? By the time this gets to its target, I've already transferred. I'm already going. Because I don't care about this. I'm not trying to hit him with this. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I don't care. This is my, I may as well be going, no, you can't see me now. It's a little shady, but, whatever. So I'm going to make it look like a jab so he reacts to it. Because if I just went like this, he's not going to block it. I got to make it look real. All right? So with your partner or in the air, doesn't matter, try this. But advanced belts especially, work on your timing. Work on your timing. This thing should not retract without this foot already being in the air and on the way to the target. All right? So again, we're here. It's jab, kick, reset. Okay, go. Try it. Yeah, so Ron's saying about balance. Balance is huge. Because balance, I got to be able to, I can't just go here and kick. I've got to go here. I've got to shift that balance back. So watch. When I punch here, where do my hips go? They turn, right? Because that's how jab works. So instead of just turning my hip, I'm going to let my body rock back to that foot all at the same time. These are the little things I try to do to help my speed. So I'm going to go here. Instead of going here, I'm going to let that rock back. Because again, this is not my goal. I'm going to let it rock to throw that kick. So I'm already going to be in the middle of the kick. It's a subtle line. Keep working with your partner while I'm talking. Because, I know you're listening, but come back and listen to this part so you get the drill in too. That's the subtle difference, is that timing difference. That's what's going to get that thing in. So now let's go ahead for another about 10, 15 seconds and do a couple more of those. But yeah, focus on that balance. Focus on that shift and kick. Not trying to kick from there and get nowhere. And pivot. Yeah. Right. So Ron's saying about when you pivot, that's going to help bring that balance back, right? It's going to help you come back on that foot. If you're not pivoting, you're going to feel like you're going to fall over on that side, right? Okay, so let's come back a second and let's talk about, do we even need the jab? Well, let's find out. So if all match long, I've been going here, 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 here. He's getting into a pattern, right? Oh, he's going to jab at my head. 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 Great. We react to motion as humans, right? That's what we're reacting to in a fight. So if I'm doing this, he's blocking, he's blocking, he's blocking. There's my reaction. I didn't throw a jab. All I did was shoulder roll. And that arm moved. It didn't come up the whole way, but it moved. But again, remember how the body works. In order for him to go down, he has to stop going up, slow down all the way to 0, and then start coming down again, right? Now that happens like that. That's why your kick has to happen like that too, right? So instead of hitting here and then transferring, what if instead of throwing that weight back, what if I just shoulder roll and let that weight transfer with the shoulder roll? It's all little hip tricks, right? So what if instead of going here, I went here with that? So this way, right? Here's the jab. Here's the shoulder roll, right? So from here, all I'm doing is I'm shoulder rolling and throwing the kick, right? See if you can do that one. See if you can do the shoulder roll instead. We're going to get to a point here at the very end where you're going to get to try a couple of these things and really see your partner's reaction. But please don't hit your partner, please. I don't want to see on the the pictures on Facebook later of dad with a bloody nose because your fake worked a little too well. So it's all about control too, right? You shouldn't injure your partner through this. Ron and I aren't wearing gloves or foot pads or rib protection or anything like that, but we're not going to walk out of here with broken ribs, I hope. If he breaks a rib, the video will cut away. I don't think you can show that on YouTube. Anyway, all right, so you have a little opportunity there to play with the fake, right? So we've been working on side kick, so let's stay with side kick for a second. Now let's talk about the spin, right? This goes back to that technique we did in the kick class, right? So the drill was to kick and set the foot. Right? I can set it at my other foot, at my plant leg, in front of my plant leg, or behind my plant leg. Right? I got 3 options. Well, now you're going to get to see why you do each one. So, let's take 3 scenarios. He stays where he is, he moves away, he comes into you. Those are the 3 scenarios we're going to look at. So scenario number 1, he just blocks it. He's not going anywhere. He's just going to block the technique. Because he's not worried about advancing. He just wants to get away from this technique and move on. So if I was going to side kick him, he's going to block my technique, right? That's where he's going to be. So my distance hasn't changed. So if I'm close enough to kick him here, I should be close enough to kick him here. So I have no reason to change my distance. So what I'm going to do is, in this scenario, I'm going to kick, and I'm going to set my foot right down where my other foot is. Right? So feet are together here. Turn, kick again. The other foot now. So it looks like this. I come in, I kick, I set the foot, turn, kick here. All right? Now, that's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is, he doesn't like these kicks. So he's not going to block it. He's going to go away from me. He's going to run away from me. Right? So I'm here. I throw this kick. And I'll tell you what. We'll switch in case we're doing picture-in-picture. So I kick, but now he runs away. Well, now if I go here, oh, he's not anywhere close to me. So I've got to go toward him. How do I do that? Well, I need my new plant leg to be up here somewhere. So I'm going to control where this foot lands. I'm going to kick, and I'm going to land it in front of me. And now I'm going to transfer to it. Turn and transfer to this leg. Now I'm in range again. Okay? So that's scenario 2. He goes away. Scenario 3, he stuffs me. So I'm back up just a hair. So now he no longer is trying to get away from this. He's going to attack. So sometimes in sparring we talk about, this is a good opportunity to mention it, right? When somebody kicks and you want to close distance, close as they're retracting their leg, right? So if I'm here, he's going to close as I pull my leg in. Right? So now he's closed. Now we're in big trouble. I wouldn't want to put my foot down here because there's no way I can kick him. Plus, this is way too close. Right? So I need to gain some distance back. I need to get some separation. So instead of putting my foot here, which is going to step into him, or here, I'm going to step away. So now I'm at range again. Got to be careful in sparring about showing your back, though, right? So you can't kick and go like this. You got to spin the whole way, right? So you got to go from here right to there. Otherwise, they'll get you for showing your back because the back's not a valid target. So in this case, I'm going to kick, and my partner's going to run into me, but I'm going to step past my leg, right? I'm going to step all the way past, turn out, kick it at range. Okay? So those are the 3 scenarios. Kicks at the foot at the same place, kicks at the foot in front, kicks at the foot away or behind me. So with your partner, try all 3. Have them stay where they are, then have them go away from you, then have them come toward you with each kick. Go on. And again, while you're doing this, I'm going to keep talking. Balance, super important, right? So as I'm kicking, I've got to know to transfer the balance to the other leg as I transition. That's usually done in the turn. But I got to be careful. If I kick and I set my foot way out here, that changes things. That gives me an angle of attack now, which is another option. So it all depends on where that foot lands, is how you have to adjust. But you got to remember, no matter what the circumstance is, my weight is going from my kicking leg, or from my plant leg, to the leg that just kicked. It's going to transfer no matter what, no matter where it goes. It's always going to transfer because you're kicking with the other leg. You have to transfer that weight fully before you kick. Otherwise, you don't have good rooting to the ground, and you're going to end up falling over. So balance, pivot, all of that becomes super important. And get your head around. Remember, don't leave your head back here because you've lost him. I don't know where he went, and I'm terrified right now. Right? So I want to get all the way around. I want to get that head around real quick, right? So I want to go from this kick. I want to get that head around again so I know where he's going. Because if I need to adjust on the fly, I can do that. But I can't do it if I can't see him. So just something to think about. Okay, so we get to play with that a little bit. Now, let's adjust. Let's work into some counters. So how do I defend a punch? Right? We've talked about this for defense, right? We talk about, so how do we do it for defense? Well, he stepped in and, let's say he just does a jab, right? I would step in, right? I go toward him, 45, right? Work off to the side, right? If I needed to from the jab, I could work from the inside if I needed to, right? But I'm advancing, right? Remember, we also have the male triangle, right? I can work outside. I can work backwards, right? Away from him. Sparring changes things a little bit. Because my goal is not to hurt him. My goal is to score. So I need to stay at zones 2 and 3, right? Punch zone and kick zone, as much as I can. Because I need that time, right? The only time I want to be super close or super far away is when I need to regroup. But otherwise, I need to be in scoring distance, right? Or just outside of scoring distance. That'll be another video on distance management. So the way we defend punches can be a little bit different here. So let's say, for example, I want to defend a jab. Or let's even change this up. I'm going to defend a straight stepping straight punch, right? Let's go something simple. So he's going to step a straight punch. Bam, there's your stepping straight punch. Now, how do I defend that? I got a lot of ways I can defend that, right? Defense way would be step out. I'm using the male triangle here and work. I have that option, right? But let's break down what this punch looks like, right? It's a stepping punch. He's going straight for my head. Whack. There it is, right? So what if instead of, let's take a concept from that side kick that we just did. Remember the side kick, it just depends on where you put the foot, right? So what if on this punch, I just step out? Well, he didn't hit me, did he? He didn't hit me, right? Now let's add on to it. What if I transfer weight? Now here we are. What's that look like? I got an opening right here, right? So in this case, I didn't have to fake him to make an opening. His attack made the opening for me. Now, this is where timing comes in. Watch. If he punches and I pause, what's he going to do? He can bring his arm back, right? He's not going to leave it out there like, here you go. Go ahead, hit me. He's going to pull it back, so it's going to be out and in. So I've got that half second to make it work. So if I go out, well, it's too late. So I'm going to get him in motion. Contrary to what everybody thinks, there's no rule that says I have to let him attack first and then I can attack. I can attack at the same time, right? So as he's punching, I can go out and attack while he's coming in, right? So that's another timing drill. I can do the same thing going the other direction, right? I can go out this way. Open body, work though. That's a great place to hit. There, you got all kinds of stuff to hit. And you got his dead zone, which is even better. Just got to watch that hand, right? But that's why we're using the male triangle, right, to step out. But notice I'm not going this way. There's no real sense in me doing that. I'm not going straight backwards. I don't like going straight backwards. It's always an angle, right? So if I'm here and I start working, I'm coming out of this angle, now I can start working into the ribs. It's nasty. It's very, very nice. So I want you to play with that a little bit. It doesn't have to be side kick. For advanced belts, you can use any kick you want. Beginners, you can use any kick you want, right? But we're going to work on step out 45 and get that kick out before that punch is done. Go. It's all a timing game, right? Keep talking while I'm working. It's all a timing game. So when you're doing this drill, you got to get your time right. If you're not making it in quick enough, and partners, don't let them have it. Get that punch out there and take it back. Now, go after him. Go try to hit him, right? Don't. Sometimes you get partners that'll go like that, and it's never open, right? Go and get him and then bring that arm back. If you're not getting the timing right, you might have to slow this down and try to see where in the attack you need to be. So, or where in his attack you need to attack, right? So you got to find that sweet spot, and that takes time. And that just takes seeing it over and over and over again, right? So stick with the same technique right now. attacker, that step straight punch. We're using an easy example, but you can do this with a jab. You can do this with anything. We're gonna trade off here in just a second. So play that a couple more times. And so in the beginning we talked about the technique, we talked about the timing, we talked about the fake and draw, right? This is a combination of the fake and draw and the timing, right? Fake and draw, timing, and technique all in one. The fake draw is, as he's stepping, I'm stepping out. I'm forcing him to pull into that technique, right? Because he thought I was there, but I'm not going to be there anymore. That's more of a draw. I'm drawing him into it, right? Then my timing is, well, I got to get that kick in there before that protection comes in. And then the technique, I got to use the right technique, obviously. There's techniques that work good here, and there's techniques that maybe don't work so well. Like a hook kick would be a little difficult here, depending on which way you step, right? So if I was stepping out this way, a hook kick might be a little more difficult just depending on how I step and where my hips land. I can still do a hook kick here. I can get it around the body, but it's not necessarily my favorite kick where my hips are right now. Round kick works real well. Side kick works real well. But if I'm this way and I step out at this angle, a hook kick's real good from here, right? I can bring that up toward this side. I'm going to step away from him so I don't hit him. But I'm going to work up this way toward him, right? So I have that option too. It depends on where I step, how I step, and how my balance shifts. So, okay, let's come back and let's go to another idea here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on a different technique, right? We're going to go from another punch. So instead of him stepping in, remember how I said at the beginning there's do's and don'ts? Well, that punch is a little slower than a front hand punch, right? So maybe he wants to get a quick one in. So what do we do for that? Oh, go ahead. We have a question.
Not a question, but more of a
Comment.
When you're talking about how the students go, someone's saying if you would keep doing or demonstrating the move while you're wanting them to do the move so that they're sure we're doing it right.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, the reason I keep talking is I'm trying to add detail for when you're watching it later, but I can do that. That's fine. We can work that. So we're going to move on to the next technique, which is going to be so he's going to try to get a quicker one in. So it's going to be the hop and jab or the hop and back fist, either one, right? So what is that one? He's hopping into this, boom, real quick. Ow, not good. Real fast. Scary fast. So what I have to be able to do in this case is I've got to be able to read that. I've got to be able to read that that's coming. So when that's happening, what do I need to do? I need to get out of here. In this case, because it's a jab, and because it's coming straight for me, I may not have time to get back at an angle. I'm going to have to go straight backwards. But I'm going to react as I do it. So, this is just a hair. All right, so as he hops in and jabs, I'm going to go with him. Note this setup. Because I get to pick now. What's the jab look like? It looks like this. Come out. Comes back to here, right? Sometimes there's this little opening in the middle. So I get to come in with a different technique if I want to. So depending on the situation, I can step out and try to come underneath and get that side kick in. You're going to nick elbows. It's going to hurt. But you can do it. What else could I do? Well, I could step out and come in with the thrust. Tag him early, right? That's an option. What about a little bit of a draw game? This is a little risky. What if I did this? What if I stepped out this way? I'm not in a great place here. But this is all transition, right? Because I'm coming from here, round kick. It's that 45 step, right? It's a little bit of a draw. I look vulnerable. Get that kick in there. So play with those. Let's play with some of those. And I'm gonna take a suggestion. I'm gonna keep doing some different drills. I'll try to talk through them as I'm doing them, right? So again, he's coming in with that back fist. I'm coming out, side kick, right? Now, in that case, he was not close enough. Or he didn't get close enough. He didn't step in. It didn't make it so close, so I didn't have to draw backwards, right? Now, if I'm here, I got to draw back. I can work it here, right? Let's take another one, for example, right? Step off, work here, round kick, right? Let's see. He comes in with that. I come out. I sneak it up underneath, right? Want to get real fancy? I step off, whack, right? Use the hand. I got that option too, right? A lot of different options, but you have ways to counter it. We can even do the same technique we just did. He comes with that. I step off to the side and work the side kick in to the body, right? Let's go the other direction real quick so they can see it. Same idea, right? He comes out here. Oh, sorry, I did the wrong thing. He comes out this way, right? I step off, just like we did before, right? So we got tons of options here. But just keep playing with it. It's this. Whoop, get away from that. Get away from it. Don't let him hit you with it. And don't worry about it being right here. This isn't a bad thing. That's a bad thing. When it's too close, that's when it's a problem. His arm is only a certain size. So when it's here, he did not hit me. There he hit me. He did not hit me here. And he certainly did not hit me there. I'm not even going to worry about that punch. I'm not going to block it, not going to do anything with it, because it's too far away. What do I need to worry about? All right? Okay, go back. Let's try another. So let's work, well, maybe. Okay, so let's say we're on the offensive. We're going after them. But then they're going to return the favor, because if I know Ron, I throw one punch, that's all I'm going to get. And then there's going to be fists a-flying. So I'm going to have to work on offense, defense, offense real quick. Right? I'm going to have to be able to go offensive and then counter defensive real quick. So what I got to watch for is he knows this stuff too. It's not just me. So if I come in with this punch, he's going out, and then he's going to do something else. Oh, man. Owie. I got to be able to read that, and I got to be able to work into another set of defensive countermeasures, right? So if I'm coming in here, he's stepping out. There it is. There's a hit. Well, if I know it's coming, or I think it's coming, I can react. So as I come in here, I work off to the side, right? I work my timing. So what options do I have? Well, I've got a couple. So as I come in here, see how he's stepping off? That reaction immediately made me move out. But notice where I went. I went back here. Well, now I'm out of distance, I'm out of zone, everything bad. I'm not gaining anything here. I'm going to go back to fighting stance and work, right? So what do we have? Well, if I come in here and I get hit like that, that's the wrong answer. But look at where his punch is going. So what can I do to avoid this? Well, I got to deflect that hand, don't I? That one's there. I got this one, right? And I can start playing hand fighting with him, which is not really what I want to do. But as I'm coming in, he's moving off. Kind of react, right? It's a lot of out, in, out, in, out, in. But the big thing is you're going to tire yourself out if you're going in, out, in, out. You're taking these big hops. You only got to get far enough away so they don't hit you, right? So let's play with this. So I'm going to do a jab. He's going to block and step and punch me. Whack. I'm going to read that. So I'm going to jab. He's going to step and punch. I'm out, and I hit. Right? What did I just do? I don't even know. As I stepped in, he blocked. I went out here. I blocked his hand. Work in. Right? Now, do I have to do a punch? Nope. I come in. He steps out. There's my round kick. Right? I come in. He steps here. There's my side kick. Let's see. I go in. He steps here. Hook kick up over. Right? You know, flip me by my leg is what he's going to do. But you have a lot of options. So play with this. This is the setup. You're coming in with a hop and jab. He's blocking and stepping in. You got to get out of there. Question, and I'm going to let you guys do the drill, and then I'm going to answer it. But think about it in your head. Do you have to go backwards? Straight backwards. Go. Try it. Do you have to go straight back? Let's see what the answer is. I'm not going to do it right now. We're going to do it when we all come back together. So again, a lot of options, right? In, step out, strike. Right? In, step out, kick. Even that punch coming over, I got the foot in there. As long as my balance is good, I can press away, hopefully. Otherwise, he jams it, I'm in trouble. Right? Freight train idea, right? So in, out. Now I went to the side of him. Right? All else fails, get away. Clear, clear, quickly. Quickly. Don't stay around. It's no fun. Right? So in, out, catch him on the way. Right? He's a tough one to fight because he likes to spin. And he's good at it. I am not. So I don't like advancing spinning. It scares me. He's got it down. So it's an unorthodox type of fighting. So you gotta know that. I just realized I've been doing southpaw pretty much the whole fight because that's what I typically do. So I'm gonna try to go orthodox. So again, in, right? So I'm going in. He's coming at me, right? So same action, right? So in, he's coming at me. Just the same technique as before. You want to go? Okay, you're a southpaw. That's why. Just go. Yeah, so just go here with it, and then just come in like you were gonna attack on this side. Yeah. So just so that we're same stance, right? So in, he's coming here. Same thing applies. It doesn't matter if you're southpaw or not. Just changes where the angles are. Changes where the punch is. In this case, a hook kick's going to have to go up over his head. I can't hit him in the back. But a round kick works just fine with my front leg. Yeah? So let's come back a second. Answer, do we have to go straight backwards? Absolutely not. No, why? We haven't done it any other time. I mean, we've done it, but we didn't have to. Nothing's changed. So as I come in here and he goes to attack, I can step off to a corner too, if I wanted to. I could also, as he's coming in this way, if I can time it right, I can get around him, right? So if I come in this way, I can get around him too. But I've got to read that quick. Otherwise, it's going to cause me some trouble. So now, with a couple minutes, now you're going to mess with your partner. You're going to try to score on them one time, and they're going to try to stop you. Okay? So if I want to score with a jab, I'm going to try this. Yep, I lost. Right? I want to jab. Now I can get in there. Right? There was a fake. If I want to score with a side kick, right? I come up and no, that's never going to work. Right? If I come up with he got me. See what I'm saying? So go ahead, try that with your partner. Just try to score on him. Just try to score with him. That's all you're doing. We'll play a little bit. Have some fun with it. You want to go first? Go ahead. Woo! He likes that fun. I don't like that. Nice. Good catch. Woo! Go out of that one. Woo! Fighting off camera. All right. We turned into sparring. That's what we do. All right. So now you've been hitting your partner. Show respect to your partner. Thank you. So hopefully this made a little bit of sense, right? It's all combination work, right? So we're going to have a class coming up here that's purely about combinations. But we're going to do it on the bags instead. Bags don't move. So you need this kind of training too. This is the fundamentals behind sparring, right? And I went a little more advanced because we have a lot of advanced people on here as well. So I got to teach, I got to talk about fakes and draws. I got to talk about angular movement, stuff like that. But beginners, this is good stuff for you to hear the first time. Because now, it's not the first time you've heard it after this. So now you can start to think about when you're doing a fighting stance and you're doing a side kick, you can think, well, what if I stepped 45 and did it? Or what if I stepped back and did it? Or what if I pick up my front leg and hop on my back leg, push, slide in? I have a lot of different options with these kicks. That's where Taekwondo kind of gets its sort of specialty as an art. It's all about those kicks, and they're all very kind of fluttery. They're real good at distance management and getting in these crazy kicks out of nowhere. That's what Taekwondo does. So that's what we're trying to work toward, right? So hopefully this made a little bit of sense. Thank you to Ron and production team for everything. Hopefully the picture-in-picture stuff went well. Give us some feedback on that too. If you like that angle, maybe you're like, it kind of didn't work for me. We'll keep playing with it, right? Just tell us what you think. We're all about feedback. That's all we want. We want to know how we're doing so that we can adjust and make things better for you guys until we can train again in person together, hopefully sooner rather than later. So that being said, really appreciate everybody's support over this time. I know it's been a very, very difficult, very uncertain time for all of us here, all across the country as well. But we really appreciate your guys' support in sticking with us through all of this. We're fully committed to, whenever this is over, to going back to bringing you guys the best martial arts we can get. We're super excited for the day that we can have you all in here in person. Until then, we're going to keep working with you live. We're going to keep coming. Appreciate you guys inviting us in your homes, letting us come in and teach on these days, and we're going to continue to do as best we can. Let us know what you think. Let us know how we can make this more consumable for you. It's always up on YouTube afterward, but just, we can't say enough. We really appreciate everybody's support. We're really looking forward to seeing everybody come back in here and get back to training in person live, training with each other, because martial arts is an individual's journey, but it's fun to do together. So really appreciate everybody's time, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys again on Monday. So I'm Corey with CVMA. Thank you all for watching. See you again next time.